The weaver sat back from her loom. The light through the window had begun to turn gold. The cloth had grown slowly, line by line. The room was quieter than it had been at dawn. She had watched the body. She had watched the feelings. She had watched the mind. And in the last hour, something had begun to come into focus that she had not, until now, named. The same shapes kept arising, a restlessness returning, a small desire returning, a doubt returning, a quiet joy returning, a patience returning. Not random, patterns. The Buddha called these Dhammas. Not the great Dhamma of his teaching, not the path itself, but the contents, the categories, the recurring shapes that experience takes when you watch it long enough to see them. This is the fourth and final foundation of mindfulness, Dhammanupassana, mindfulness of mental objects. If the first three foundations ask you to notice what is here, the body, the feelings, the mind, this one asks you to notice what kind of thing is here, to recognize the pattern in the moment by its name. The Buddha gave 5 maps for this seeing. The first is the map of the 5 hindrances: sense desire, ill will, sloth and torpor, restlessness and worry, doubt. The 5 shapes that obstruct the mind from settling, each one to be known when it arises for what it is. The second is the map of the 5 aggregates: form, feeling, perception, mental formations, consciousness. The 5 heaps we mistake for a self, each a process, not a thing. The third is the map of the 6 sense bases: the eye and what is seen, the ear and what is heard, the nose, the tongue, the body, the mind, and what each one meets, the points where the world arrives and where craving so often slips in. The fourth is the map of the 7 factors of awakening: mindfulness, investigation, energy, joy, tranquility, concentration, equanimity, the 7 qualities that move the mind toward liberation. And the fifth is the deepest map, the 4 noble truths themselves. There is suffering, there is its cause, there is its ending, there is the path. To meet experience here, in the light of the truths, is the heart of the practice. The weaver let the maps drift through her mind. She remembered the restlessness of the morning. She had not known to call it a hindrance. Now she could see that was what it was. She remembered the small craving to be done with the work and out into the air. She could see now that was sense desire arising at one of the 6 gates. She remembered the quiet joy that had risen in the steady middle of the day. Now she could see that was a factor of awakening, asking to be noticed, not grasped. She remembered the whole morning, threaded through with arising and passing, contact and feeling, mind and weather, and underneath it all, the simple fact, again and again, of a small suffering, its cause, its ending, and the practice that walked from one to the next. This is the gift of Dhammanupassana. You stop seeing your experience as a chaos of separate moments and start seeing it as a known landscape, mapped, walkable, familiar. The hindrance, recognized, loses its grip. The factor, recognized, deepens. The aggregate, recognized, releases its claim to be a self. The sense base, recognized, no longer hides where the craving slipped in. The truth, recognized, turns every moment of life into a moment of practice. Look at what is here, in you, right now. Is there a hindrance arising? A doubt, a restlessness, a wanting? Is there a factor present, a clarity, a steadiness, a quiet joy? Is there contact happening at a gate, something seen, something heard, something felt by the body or the mind? You do not need to memorize the maps to begin. You only need to begin to notice that the shapes have shapes, that the patterns have names, and that the Buddha, long before you, walked this same landscape and left signs along the way. The weaver rose from her loom. The cloth was finished for the day. The body had held. The feelings had risen and passed. The mind had moved through its weather. And the Dhammas, the patterns themselves, had been quietly mapped hour by hour. The 4 foundations had woven together, each one supporting the next, into a single fabric of practice. This completes the 4 foundations of mindfulness. The body is the ground, the feelings as the hinge, the mind as the state, the Dhammas as the pattern. In the next series, we begin the practice of meditation, calm and insight, the cultivation that turns these 4 foundations into a daily way of life. If at any point today you have known the body is body, the feeling is feeling, the mind is state, or the pattern is pattern, the practice has already arrived in you. Please subscribe and walk this path with us. The loom is at rest, but the one who sits at it has been quietly learning all day to weave a different kind of cloth,